Welcome everyone to Bonifabcustom. The shop is a disaster right now. And the reason for that, I'm going to share it with you, is we're going to be doing another little YouTube segment during the week, which is going to be, we're going to have some interviews with local makers, and also with technology, we're going to also have interviews with makers worldwide. So to do that, I need to set up a little studio here in the shop. And because I'm kind of tight for space, I need to really reorganize and move some stuff around to eventually be able to do that. So this week, we've been basically moving some equipment around, and basically in this area here, we're going to take some racking that we have on this side here, and we're going to move it right here and make a background or a backdrop. We're going to be building a couple of chairs out of stuff that we have around the shop. We're going to be building some real cool, say, a table, so we have somewhere to sit, and we're going to have a screen on there, and so on and so forth. But I'll be sharing all of that with you in the upcoming weeks. I just wanted to share the video of how I'm going to be setting up this studio for my YouTube channel today. So let's start moving some equipment and reorganizing, and I'll show you just what we're going to do. The shop right now, it looks like a tornado came through here, but really I'm going to be moving this racking here, opening up the floor here so I can film a lot more with my plasma cutter and my CNC machines and all kinds of fab stuff that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to move this racking right here along this wall. It's going to cover that material, and I'm going to be covering up the front of the racking. I'm going to be able to go to the back of the racking and get material and my tools and stuff. But the front of the racking, I'm going to sheet with some sheet metal, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing on that wall, but maybe I can get something put on there, painted or something like that, something in relation to fabrication. And like I said, I'm going to probably be painting this section of the floor. I'm going to have a couple of seats there, a table, everything built by myself. And this we'll have some lighting and stuff like that, and we'll do some, not really, it's not a podcast, it's more like a YouTube talk show kind of thing with Bonifabcustom. So let's get into moving this stuff here. I gotta get everything out of the way here. I'm gonna have to move it somewhere in this section, and then I have to take everything off the racking here so I can move it, and I'm going to also put it in this area here. Okay, so now that I got all the racking off, it's basically placed in the right location, and this is basically going to be the backing of the little studio I'm going to have here. And to do this, because the floor is so warped in here, I had to shim up this racking, and I'm going to weld on some plates to make sure that I have it secured on the floor. I'll be putting some lag bolts in the concrete, and made sure that it was parallel with the back of the shop, and also made sure that it's level, and I guess level this way too, parallel to the shop, level everywhere. And now I can start, I'm going to weld on those brackets I made, and then drill for the lag bolts. And once I have that done, then we're going to kind of figure out where the shelving is going to go. As of right now, we're thinking of putting a couple of motorcycles on top, and then here I'm going to have like the name, you know, Bonifabcustom, and I don't know, maybe a TV there, you know, something like that. But it's probably going to change as I continue with making this little studio. So let's weld these brackets in. Okay, so the racking is basically up, and so far what I'm thinking is we're going to have a couple of motorcycles up here. Looks cool. And maybe some motors at the end, or thinking maybe put some motors here and some other parts and stuff. And then on the bottom here, I'm going to put two of the cabinets that I have, the stainless steel cabinets underneath here. And then basically this is going to be the backdrop for basically our you know, interviewing stage or whatever I'm doing with the, it's going to be a studio for me doing part of my YouTube. And I'm going to have basically a little chair, a couple of chairs, table, so I can talk and do things like that. But right now, that's the plan. So in my next video, I'll be working on putting up the bikes and getting this backdrop shelf all done and ready. So thanks again for watching Bonifab Custom. Don't forget to subscribe and push that button for notifications for our next videos of our backdrop or our YouTube backdrop that we're doing. Thanks.